We can now cross, in fact, to get some of the international reaction. And Italy's far-right leader, Giorgia Meloni, perhaps hoping for a far-right victory here, even though, of course, let's not forget that the far-right blocs do not work together in the European Parliament. We're going to talk to our correspondent, Seema Gupta, who joins us now from Rome. Seema, give us an update then. What's the reaction from there in Rome?
Well, here in Italy, waking up to this news was a big surprise last night, big surprise again this morning. As you can imagine, all the papers here are dominating the news. You have the Milan-based Corriere della Sera newspaper here. The headline, France has gone to the left, Le Pen has been defeated, saying very clearly there below that Macron is taking his time. And then you have the left-leaning Rome-based La Repubblica daily saying it's a French revolution. Rivoluzione Francese, also mentioning the fact that Meloni is now perhaps a little bit more alone in Europe, as she could have been hoping, as she had said, for a right victory. Then you have La Stampa, the Turin-based daily, talking about how Le Pen has been pushed back and how there is chaos perhaps in France. The right-wing dailies, of course, Il Giornale here, talking about the flop of Le Pen and Macron being in prison now is how they're describing it, saying that Paris is now drowning in a swamp, the risk of a government that's impossible. The other right-wing daily, Libero, play on words here, talking about que bordel, a complete mess. Macron has thrown the country into chaos, it says. Le Pen has been taken over by the extreme left and no one is in the majority. So clearly the papers here taking the side of the left and the right. We haven't really heard from the far right to date, particularly Matteo Salvini, Le Pen's ally here in Italy, has been silent since the results have come out. We haven't heard from the Prime Minister either, but the centre-right Forza Italia party, the party of former Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi, who is in government, some representatives there saying how the left wins clearly because there is no strong centre-right. So we've heard from them, the left-leaning parties, the Democratic Party here in Italy, of course, celebrating this, saying it's an extraordinary result for a united left, showing that the right can be beaten. Now, some people, of course, drawing comparisons, if you like, to 2 years ago when we saw Meloni come to power in this coalition of the right, and saying how here in Italy, the left really couldn't unite as compared to what we saw in France in the result of yesterday. But also, of course, talking about perhaps the economic and political turmoil that is to come right now, as there's no clear idea of what comes next in France.